Okay, so size of unit depends upon the project to project. So if the portion of like code is very big that it can accommodate a module, then it is called on as a module also. But in the layman language, in like you should always remember this particular line that testing is the smallest part of code. Portion of code is called small. It's called unit testing. Unit testing is generally done by the developer in the developer environment. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so what they do, they will build it. They will write certain line of code, and if it is functional, they will test it on their environment in the same environment that is in which they have developed it. Now comes the component testing or module testing. So a software application is combination of multiple components or modules. So this whole application is combination of these modules, right? Now, so testing the individual components of any application is called component testing. Okay. So these are the components. So testing, like I have developed admin module. So when I will test admin module by combining all the subsections, then it will be called component testing. In this testing, the functionality and the usability of each component are validated separately without integrating it with the other component. It is also called module testing. So here, admin module will be tested individually. Then PIM module will be tested individually. Then leave will be tested individually. Similarly, everything will be tested individually. So the main objective of component testing is to see that functionality of each and every module is working as per the requirement or not. So admin module have these functionalities. So whether they are working in individually or not, that we test in component testing. Similarly, for PIM module, we will test the defined functionality. Okay, so this is component testing. It is clear?
Yes.
Okay. So there are certain differences between component testing and unit testing. Okay. So it is very important. Like it will, no one will ask in you what is component testing in interview, but for exam purpose, if you're appearing, it is important because these are the two most confusing things. So component testing of the component individually without isolation to ensure the functionality of the requirement. Unit testing of the developed code at the program level to ensure the design specification. Okay, it is clear. So we write
Yes.
certain line of code. We test it in
Yes.
terms of code only. QA team will do the component testing. Developer team will do the unit testing. Okay. Unit testing is done by the developers. QA team will be dealing with the component testing. Okay.
Now, one class we discussed that unit testing can be done in developer
Yes.
side as well as
Yes. That can be done by the developer side. Like it is
as
not
well as
fixed.
testers.
Yeah, it is not fixed depending upon the bandwidth of the developer. Like when there is nothing to test, what in general life they do, they will utilize testers to help developers, and they will test it. Okay, for that, testers should have thorough knowledge of code. If there is not thorough language of code, they will not give you those kind of work. Mainly, it is done by the developers. Okay, component testing performed after unit testing and before integration testing. Okay, it is clear. Component testing is performed after unit testing and before integration testing. We'll see integration. What is testing in the next point. Unit testing is performed before. It is the first phase of testing. Basically, it is a black box testing. An internal structure of code is not known. Black box testing we will see in coming sessions. So basically, here we focus on the requirement. We don't focus how it is made. Okay, so like here we are testing whether it is functioning or not. Here we are not bothered about how it is made, what is the background. So we don't focus on those things. Here, box testing unit testing is a white box testing method. Internal structure of code is known to the developer. So here we do the testing on with a knowledge of code. So that's why I said that if any tester is doing, he or she should have a thorough knowledge of code in order to do the unit testing. Component testing is performed after the completion of total development of component. That is the module. Once this particular admin module is developed, then we will start the component testing for admin module. Testing performed after each development step. Like we wrote some line of code, then we will test it. That is for the unit testing. Okay. In component testing, validation is done based on the test scenarios and the functional specification. So here we validate, we, as we have discussed, it is based on the requirement. Here we test whether the requirement is fulfilling the functionality or not. So based on that, we do the testing. Here validation is done on the based on the design specification document. So here we go by the books. Here we go by the like here I'm able to do or not. What is the real behavior? And here we go by the books, whatever it is written. Any question? Okay. Then we have integration testing. So integration testing, basically in normal terms, is a testing done when multiple units or modules are combined together. Okay. So if it is unit means like if a but few lines of code are behaving like a module, we will call it a unit. If it is multiple units, then we will call it as module. So here admin PIM are module. So once they are developed individually and tested in thoroughly in component testing, after that they will be merged and interlinked. Okay, to display like this. So what will happen? Let's say some group is working on admin module. Then these module will be not displayed to him to some group of people. Only admin module will be accessed. It is not okay. Hope you are getting the point. Like
Yes, yes, I
some
can
people
understand.
who are working on admin module, these rest of the module will be not visible and accessible to them. Similarly, some another people is working on PI module, admin module, and its subsection will not be visible. So in integration testing, what happens? All these modules are interlinked to be present on the same page, like here it is, and then a thorough testing will be done. And here we mainly check that they are properly connected, interconnected or not. Okay. So testing conducted on combination of units or modules is called integration testing. Once all the components or the modules are working independently, then we need to check the data flow between the dependent module. Okay. So there will be some dependent module. Let me just check quickly. Hmm. Oh, this is not the one. Give me a moment. Okay. So here, if I go on dashboard and if I click on assign leave, you will see that it is taking me to the leave module, right? It has taken me to the leave module. So that is the interconnection between the modules. So here we check basically these things, whether this connectivity is done in a proper manner or not. Okay. If I go to timesheet, it will take me to a time module. So here we test these things only. We need to check the data flow between the dependent modules. So here these are the dependent modules. Dashboard and leave and time are dependent of each other. Okay. Any question in integration testing?
No.
Now we have system testing. So system testing is series of different types of tests with a purpose to exercise and examine the full working of an integrated software computer system against the requirement. So this is nothing but the project. If it is product, you can call it a system. If it is a web-based UI or any kind of web application, you can call it a project. So here basically we
Can you
once it
repeat that?
sorry
Can you repeat that? What you said now? The projects and
product. Okay, so here I have
yes.
written computer system. So when it is any product means product and project. Are you clear with these two topics?
Yes, yes. Like
Okay. Like product is like this
project is simple
PPT,
user.
PPT, and it will be it can be used by n number of peoples. Okay, and this is Orange HRM. Okay, it's a web application Orange HRM. So it is used by HR team of a particular company. Okay, so only a certain people will have access to it and they will use it. Okay, in that case, how it will be developed? So let's say TCS will come to okay, not TCS, any company like who have HR in it. Let's say any company, let's say Infosys, for example, or any small company like Lenovo. The main function of Lenovo is to build laptops, but they need to hire people and manage their management, manage them by their management. So they will need a HRM, HR platform where they can track what is the leave of their employees, what is the timesheet when they are logging in, when they are logging out, if there are new recruitments that are that is required, what is the employee information. So this is a HR management system. So these things, let's say Lenovo will come to TCS with a request that design a HRM software, HRM platform for me. So this particular platform will not be accessed by end user. It will be as accessed by only the Lenovo guys. So in this particular terms, these kinds of web-based application are called projects. And here products like PPT, it is being used by n number of peoples. There is no restriction. So these are called products. Okay. Okay. So system testing is performed on an integrated system to evaluate the compliance of the system with responding requirements. In system testing, integration testing past component are taken as input. So once this integration of these particular modules are okay and tested, we will proceed further with the system testing. And here what we'll do, we will check the performance, the load, the stress, and the scalability. So those are different terms: performance testing, load testing, stress testing, and scalability testing. So in performance, uh, we basically check the speed of the application. So once it is interconnected, now if I am on admin block and I need to go on PIM module and it is taking me 2 minutes. So the application performance is not good. Okay, so basically in performance testing, we check the application's speed. It is taking any lag or not. So performance testing is a type of software that is carried out to test the speed, scalability, and stability and reliability. Let's say after clicking on admin block, it get crashed. So that means it is not stable. There is something faulty between in this particular module. So basically, we test that. Load testing. Uh, let's say I have this particular module, and in the admin module, multiple people are doing the same thing. Let's say multiple people are on the admin module and they are trying to add user or search anything. In that case, uh, my my application will crash. So you might have heard in the big billion days sales application get crashed. So these kind of testing is done to handle those things. Stress testing, it is again uh, it is done like some people, five people are done. How much stress that particular uh, module or application can take. So basically, we test that. We test the endurance of that particular application or module. So let's say I have a capacity of 200 people, but uh, on a certain day I have 500 people. So in that case, my application is going to crash, right? So we limit that in some cases only. We limit the access of the website by certain people, so that if my project budget is low, we can design we let's say Lenovo have a low budget and they want a low quality software. Then in that case, they will restrict the user access. So they will not, they will restrict that only 200 people can access this website, design it in that particular manner. So in the background, less memory will be used, less data structure will be used. So accordingly, less money will be done. So stress testing will have a parameter that only 200 people should log in at the site at one time. So we will basically test it. Scalability testing, again, it is the whole, like, up to up to what particular point it can scale. Let's say I have to check the performance. Now, if my speed is 30 Mbps, it is taking me like 0.10 second. And if my speed is 1 Gbps, it should not take me like more than a click. Like I click and it should to take me to the next module. So this is how we check the scalability of any particular web application. Whether it is by default taking certain time, or it is scalable. That means it is the speed of application will vary with this internet speed or not. Similarly, everything that is written here, stress and load, will be considered while performing scalability testing. So it is a type of software testing which is carried out to check the performance of a software application in terms of capability to scale up or down the number of user request load. Okay. So basically it is a combination of all these above testing. We do it at scalability means we will do performance testing, load testing, stress testing, speed testing of the application by providing different internet speed, and we will check up to what certain value it can go. So basically, it will be done with the by the higher management people. There are certain people who are expert in performance testing. Those people will do that. Okay. Any question?
Oh,
Okay.